I'm Owen Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. Okay, recent article in Business in Vancouver entitled BC's cooling off period for home sales should be scrapped. And totally agree. Just a little background here. I've talked about this cooling off period, 3-day cooling off or a rescission period, and I said this is a absolutely ridiculously dumb idea. It's not needed. It makes no sense. I actually shot a video on this, a deep dive on this about 7 weeks ago, and I decided not to publish it. Every now and again, I'll shoot a video in my office here, and after I look at it a second time or a third time, I think, maybe I won't publish that. I was on a bit of a rant because it makes me angry, this cooling off period. It's so dumb. It's NDP Socialism 101, meddling in things that they have no idea how they work. They have no background in real estate, how the sales transaction works, how subject clauses work, how subject-free offers work. None. It's just what I call meddling in areas that they shouldn't be, that make things worse. And I went on and I gave some examples of that in this blog that I didn't publish. I thought, in hindsight, maybe I'm rambling on too much here. I actually came across as pretty angry about the whole thing. And I predicted some things that were going to become, the repercussions with this. Because remember, for every tax and restriction, there's always a reaction to it. And governments never talk about the reaction. They put these things out to buy votes. That's all they're doing here. To help you make a decision. You're buying homes without thinking it through. No, you're not. If you're not sure about a home and you're putting an offer on it, then for God's sake, don't offer on it. This falls on the realtors if you're buying homes that you're not sure about. Or do what 85% of buyers do. They write an offer with subject clauses, subject to reading the strata docs, subject to getting their financing approved, subject to getting a home inspection. You can add as many days as you want, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've had subject offers that last 2 weeks. So here's a little blurb on this, is what they talk about. Some would-be home buyers are abusing BC's cooling off period, which is causing issues in an already low inventory market, according to Royal LePage. Throughout the province, few buyers are utilizing the BC home buyers rescission period. It gives people several days to rethink a potentially hasty home buying decision, says Phil Soper, president and CEO of Royal LePage. Unfortunately, though, he says, we are seeing people blatantly abusing the program by making offers on multiple homes as they shop around, locking up scant housing inventory, as if they're buying clothes in a retail store. The legislation is harmful, not helpful, and should be scrapped. Agree 100%. Phil Soper, been around for a long time, smart guy, he knows what he's talking about. He's one of the few voices of reason in real estate, along with myself, that have been in this business for decades, know how this works, and when they see a dumb idea, it's a dumb idea. I'm seeing this already from the front lines, folks. Where I saw a couple recently, I've had about 6 subject-free offers. That's the only place where this comes in. When you're writing an offer with subjects, the rescission period runs in conjunction with your subject removal. So nobody is going to use the rescission period. If they write with an offer with subjects, they'll just wait till day 4, 5, or 6 and say, I can't get the financing. And there's no penalty paid. It only comes into place with subject-free offers. I had one recently, detached home, subject-free. The realtor called me up the next day and said, hey, we want 3 hours access to the home tomorrow. 3 hours? For what? That's not in your contract. Essentially what they wanted to do was a home inspection, which I turned them down flat. I said, no, I'm not going to give you 3 hours access to this. You wrote me an offer subject-free. You're trying to do a home inspection. If you wanted to do a home inspection, you should have written that in the contract. So that's already happened to me once here. This is what they're going to do, or they're going to lock up homes and just walk away from them. A lot of times you get 2 homes that are for sale, a couple of days apart from each other. Hey, we'll write an offer on this one. If we get it, great. And then we'll go after this other one the next night. If we get that one, we like it better, we'll just pull out on this one. Or they write with subjects. It's nuts. So this should be scrapped. It's the dumbest legislation. It makes no sense at all. If someone is unsure again about buying a home, then don't offer on the home if you have any doubts, or write with subjects like most people do. Again, the only time this comes into place is with a subject-free offer. I've done a straw poll to see if anyone has pulled out of this. None yet in our brokerage. I talked to a realtor, a downtown realtor, who said his office had one that was had used the rescission period. It was on a detached home, probably because they went after or tried to lock up another one. So it's a dumb piece of legislation, but again, it's just another way to make the NDP look like they're doing something. They have to. They need to keep the voter pool going here. House prices continue to rise. Rental rates continue to rise. Nothing for sale. Be honest with yourself. Things have gotten a lot worse with this government meddling and all the things they've done over the last 3 or 4 years. Not better. And they're only going to continue to get worse. But this should be scrapped. It was never a good idea to begin with. It's confusing. It throws off the dates when you want to buy and sell. Now you have to wait another 3 days with a subject-free offer before it goes firm. The boards don't do a very good job of reporting it after that 3-day rescission period. We seem to have an issue there on tracking these things, I find. But it is what it is. It's just another hurdle. God, I feel sorry for a lot of young realtors starting in this business with all the hurdles and all the paperwork and just dumb ideas they're doing to meddle in this industry. Sure, we needed some things, and I'm not saying we go unregulated, but some of these ideas, the cooling off period and the anti-flipping tax and all the other stuff that goes along with it is just smoke and mirrors, folks. Nothing more. I'm Owen Bigland. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.